Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here at ICP, seeing what's going on. Just a quick little recap on kind of where we're at. We talked about yesterday how the price action is like to come up, bounce off this resistance level and come down. It did exactly that. Came off of that $13 rough range and rejected. Came down here to fill part of this lower liquidity level, and of course a previous fair value gap. So just kind of normal standard stuff here. I do want to say congrats again to our community members for just awesome stuff there. We did take a short as a result of this video that I made from yesterday, 17% in 22 hours. It's only a 5x leverage trade. We're kind of keeping it safe right now. Same thing with our Chainlink long. Yes, you can long and short at the same time. That is 22% to the upside for a long position for our Chainlink as well. So again, cool stuff there. We're almost hitting our target here as well for Bitcoin for our short. So just know that we're not full short, but we're mostly short here as a community, just based on the way that Bitcoin is behaving right now. Is that going to continue to sweep this lower level here? Probably. I think the low 12s slash upper 11s is a probability here, just based on liquidity levels and support ranges being kind of far away. We'll talk about that much more. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. Truly hoping you learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. Got a lot of new members coming over. Make sure that you reference our signals guide if you're watching. It's extremely important you understand the difference between my Premium Plus day trading bot that scalps the market, and of course my premium trades that I send out. I have trading guidelines and things you just need to read and make sure you know. So be sure to read through that if you are new to the community. So take a look at the big picture here just to clarify. ICP, larger time frame, we've hit our fifth and final wave. So that the top is probably in at 1635, 1633, and there's a decent chance we'll see an ABC pattern from here, okay? So we could even be right there at this point, but we don't truly know where the bottom is at yet, but there's a likely first bottom, second top, and we're looking for our lower low next, okay? So I do feel like we will see a price point under $10 in the relative near future. Again, I'm not truly bullish on this coin. This coin has a lot of good qualities here, okay? Let's talk about that actually, as a matter of fact, because I'm not like just saying that it's going to drop significantly, but based on Elliott Wave and a lot of other scenarios here, I do feel like we could see the price continue lower. There's just no other way around it. Taking a look here, though, first of all, money flow index has dropped below 50. That's typically a very bearish sign. Not a good thing here for us. It means more money's flowing out of this coin the last couple of weeks here. Furthermore, as well, RSI holding over 50. I would say it's a bullish sign, but it's not a bearish sign. Okay. Furthermore, as well, MACD is diverging, gaining momentum, and the same thing here as well with stochastic starting to swing down, or actually it's kind of swinging up a little bit, but again, the stochastic RSI is it's better on smaller time frames, in my personal opinion, like the 4-hour, or some use the 12-hour. That's a good time to look at. Okay, so to me, the 4-hour time frame is more appropriate. Keep in mind too, if the price does come down to this $10 range, like I mentioned, for a lower low and a lower high, effectively for our ABC pattern, there's a lot of volume down here. Okay, so we got a decent chunk of volume. Should hold the price action in place in that $9 to $10 range if we see that. Emphasis on the word if. There's no guarantees it's going to drop. Just because I say that doesn't mean you just short your shirt off. Just because we're shorting as a community doesn't mean you should. You do the trade the way you want it to according to your risk tolerance. The reason why I like teaching people how to trade is because everyone has different risk tolerances. Everyone has different things that are validating and ways of which you're okay with losing or gaining money. It's always different. Regardless of that fact, though, let's take a quick look here at the 20-day SMA. We can see that we lost that officially. That's another confirming factor that I was looking for. We could not close above $13. We've been rejecting that level multiple times. And I know the more times you retest the level, the more it is to break. Maybe if we swing back out to retest 13 again, it might be a different story. But for right now, having that rejection plus being below the 20-day SMA is a strong confirming factors that our short is still in play, okay? Furthermore, as well, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see we're below all moving averages minus the 200. So the 200 is a saving grace there at about 1140. So not to say that that's just price going to bounce right off of it, but Bitcoin, for example, rejected hard at 43,600 off of its 200-day SMA to give you kind of perspective. So again, it's an indicator you want to kind of respect, for lack of better terms. Being below all other moving averages is disadvantageous. Our average true range is at $12.95, round number $13. We've got a key level fib right there at about $12.73 that we closed below too. So the truth is, we might just come all the way down to 0.618. If we see a bounce, it'd be more likely to see the bounce right there. Okay, and I'd actually talked to one of my community members earlier about this, just casually mentioning that 0.618 is holding very strong for Filecoin. And that level is very common and normal to hold and to see a bouncing point. Okay, so again, 0.618, I wouldn't be surprised the price comes down here and tries to rally back up to retest, that $13, maybe sweep some liquidity, whatever. But generally speaking, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Speaking of liquidity, we have a lot of it still left here, down as low as about 1172. And coincidentally, the price comes down. Look at that fib levels right there at the bottom part of that liquidity. Okay, so wouldn't be surprised when we see a little sweep there and the price recovers. So not saying you should take a long at 1175 because that's the 0.618 level. Just saying we can expect some support there at that range. So again, that's kind of right where exactly the reason why we have our profit target just above that level. Again, when you're setting targets for profit, even stop losses, for example, you put them for the most part for a profit target just above or below a key Fibonacci retracement level in whichever direction you're heading. So we're heading down right now for our short. We'd probably want to consider taking profit at 1188 instead of 1180, for example. Never use round numbers and never use specific levels that have bounced before. That's why we talk about liquidity a lot, because liquidity has a tendency of fulfilling itself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a lot of ways. So a 4-hour time frame here, let's quickly note here, sorry I'm getting a little wordy. We can see stochastic RSI swinging down, money flow index very low, hitting that pivot off about 20, and we can also see we're at 40 on the RSI. So to me, a perfect place to get in for a long, if you're going to buy ever going to buy any dip, wait for the RSI to hit 30 and wait for the money flow index to be under 20. That seems to be a pretty good recipe for reversal. Okay, so we're still a ways away from that, in other words. Even though we could see a bounce because money flow is so low that it just would make sense, it's still not ideal conditions to consider a long position. Again, there's no confirming factors to take a long. If you take a long, you're taking a long in the blind, and that doesn't make any sense. It's like gambling without looking at your cards. You're already at a disadvantage by gambling in the first place. The second thing you're doing is not looking at your cards. Come on. All right, anyways, terrible analogies. I know I'm full of them, but some people do occasionally laugh. It's actually kind of cool. So taking a look at the hour time frame. Let's call it a day here. Wrap this up. We're well below the cloud. Lag and spans free and clear. Conversion lines below the baseline. All momentous indicators letting us know the price is likely to continue lower. The only thing we have here going for us is the fact that we are overextended here recently, but we got a period of consolidation. Now we're down to a 5. So hypothetically, we got 4 to 9 hours of continuation of the downside. That would coincidentally put us really close to a little pivot point here to bounce off that level. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and set a little alert here and just kind of consider the possibilities of a long. There's absolutely no reason to do that, honestly, but just for the sake of what we've talked about here today, to kind of see if that RSI play out on the 4-hour would be a consideration. But honestly, there's really 0 out of 20, 0 out of 30 reasons to take a long position right now with this coin. All right, folks, I hope that you learned something here today. Quickly to note, too, make sure you check this out if you're new to the channel, even if you're not. Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, highly recommended. We use them because they have no KYC or VPN requirements. Use my link to register. Awesome rewards. They're also having a trading competition right now. This is a public trading competition. We're going to have private ones moving forward in February. Okay? In other words, for only those who use my link, they'll be eligible for that. They'll be pretty sizable prize pools too, and it'll be a nice little benefit for our community. So again, just kind of a thank you for using the exchange, and more so thank you to the exchange for letting us use them. All right? Benefits await. All right, folks, check that out in your own time. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.